I never planned to become a night archivist. In fact, I didn't even know such a job still existed. The building stood at the edge of the city, where streetlights flickered and the air smelled faintly of rust and rain. It used to be a telecommunications hub decades ago, back when people left voice messages instead of disappearing into unread chats. Now, it was officially called the Municipal Audio Archive, though nobody I knew had ever heard of it. I worked the night shift, always the night shift. My task was simple on paper. Listen to old voicemail recordings, label them, and store them correctly. Messages from broken answering machines, emergency lines that no longer existed, forgotten corporate inboxes. Millions of voices, preserved on outdated servers, waiting for someone to decide whether they mattered. Most nights were quiet, too quiet. The room where I worked was long and narrow, filled with metal shelves and softly humming machines. A single desk lamp cast a warm circle of light over my keyboard, while the rest of the room dissolved into shadows. Outside, the city slept. Inside, the past whispered. At first, the messages were mundane. Hey, it's me. Call me back. Reminder. Meeting moved to Thursday. Mom, I'll be late tonight. I tagged them, archived them, moved on. But on my third week, something changed. At exactly 2:17 a.m., my screen refreshed by itself. A new file appeared. That wasn't supposed to happen. All incoming data to the archive had been frozen for years. No new messages. No updates. Just an endless backlog of the old. The file name was strange. Archive__unknown. I hesitated. Then I clicked play. At first, there was only breathing. Slow. Uneven. Too close to the microphone. Then a voice spoke. Is anyone there? I froze. This wasn't a recorded voicemail. It didn't sound old. There was no static, no compression, no tape hiss. The voice sounded present. I don't know how this system still works, the voice continued. But if you're hearing this, please don't delete it. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. The message ended abruptly. I checked the timestamp. 2:17 a.m. The current time, 2:17 a.m. I told myself it was a glitch. Old data resurfacing in a strange way. That explanation felt safe. Rational. Still, I didn't delete the file. The next night, it happened again. Same time. Same file category. Different voice. This place remembers things it shouldn't, a woman whispered. If you're the archivist, you need to listen carefully. Her voice trembled, like she was afraid of being overheard. After that night, the messages started coming regularly. They never used names. They never explained how they were calling. But they all knew one thing. They knew me. You work alone, one voice said. You always drink coffee at midnight, said another. You look over your shoulder even when no one is there. I checked the security cameras. No intruders. No incoming calls. Just me. And the archive. One night, curiosity overpowered fear. I spoke out loud. Who are you? I asked the empty room. The machines hummed softly in response. At 2:17 a.m., a new message arrived instantly. We are the unarchived, the voice said calmly. The ones who were never supposed to be saved. I learned the truth piece by piece. Some messages had been marked for deletion years ago. Calls from people who vanished, whose cases were closed too quickly, whose voices were deemed irrelevant. But the system, flawed and aging, had never fully erased them. Instead, it stored their last moments. Not recordings of death. Recordings of realization. They had discovered the archive from the inside. And now they were stuck between data and silence. You're the last one who can hear us, a voice said one night. When this place shuts down, we disappear. I checked the calendar. The archive was scheduled for permanent closure in 2 weeks. No one had told me. Budget cuts. Automation. Progress. That night, I didn't sleep. I listened. Story after story unfolded through the headphones. Unfinished apologies. Confessions never spoken aloud. Warnings that came too late. These weren't ghosts. They were echoes of awareness, preserved accidentally. And they were afraid. On the final night before the shutdown, the building felt different. Heavier, like it was holding its breath. At 2:17 a.m., dozens of files appeared at once. We don't want to be forgotten, they said. We just want to be heard. I made a choice. Instead of deleting the archive, I copied everything. Every voice, every whisper, every unfinished sentence. I uploaded them to an open server, disguised as background noise, ambient audio, long-form recordings with no clear origin. People started listening. Some said it helped them sleep. Others said it made them feel less alone. They didn't know why. At sunrise, I locked the archive door for the last time. The building was demolished a month later. Sometimes, when I can't sleep, I open one of those recordings. At 2:17 a.m., I still hear them, not asking for help anymore, just existing. And somehow that feels like enough.